Bane seems a bit weird to me.
But I suppose with the Bane, if you get your Fiend's Grip off on a target and the swap comes through from the Venge, you're still using your ultimate to lock them down. So maybe that's the idea there, that you can get that continued lockdown coming through. But the final pick is actually going to be the Lycan there. Kasane's rolling that one, so it's Bryle that's going to be playing the Razor into the mid lane. And then Timado obviously playing the Morphling carry. So how would you feel a Razor, fares up against the Lesh in the lane?
Razor versus Lesh. Ooh, I favor the Lesh a lot, in fact. I feel like Razor will be suffering a little bit, but should be able to get his farm off. And what TSM has to be worried... TSM has a lot to worry about this game. Early on, there's going to be the Io and the Leshrac combo. And you have Ace with his Hand of Minus Radiance, so that's a lot of push power with these. Remember, the Earth Panda does like 40% bonus damage to towers, so he melts them. And then there's, as the game goes on, dyrachyo comes online with a Terror Blade, and then so late game is also a threat for him. It's not like the Leshrac becomes no damage later on. He does kind of go down just because your damage is static. It doesn't increase with anything, but it's still a threat for you. So a harder game than the previous one for TSM. Much harder game for them.
Yeah, I think I agree as well. I mean, do you think they might also try and bring both their supports to maybe set up for like early ganks onto Quinn to shut him down as fast as possible? And like you said, delay out that really strong timing as fast as they can?
That would be nice, right? If you can get him, because we see like Leshrac's one of the heroes similar to like Necrophos, right? If you get those key items, you become unkillable. But if you don't, you become an easy target. Overall, TSM's draft feels very touch and go to me. You know, it's like there's gonna be a few key item timings in the game that happens. That's you're okay. If not, scary. And even late game, you're never going to be secure. So drafts feel slightly GG favored. I think they're a better team. I think we're going to end it at game 4 today. You know, we had three good games. We're going over the fourth one, and that might be it.
No respect there to Kasane's Lycan whatsoever. You know, he was the man in game number 3. He's going to see if he can do it in game number 4. I think I'm just going to go with GG as well, but you know, I will agree with you there. But I still feel like there is definitely the opportunity for TSM to take this game and, you know, push it to a 5th.
I think so
nice
too.
To see.
But it's less likely, you know. That's what it's like 25% chance for TSM, 75 for GG, and based on what we know about the teams. But let's go into the game, you know. And I like to see that one under TSM. They got that one under their belt.
They do. As game number 4, ladies and gentlemen, between TSM and Gaimin Gladiators now underway for the grand finals of the BetBoom Dacha tournament. Only one win for Gaimin, and they will secure that first place. $150,000 is on the line. Meanwhile, second place is $62,000. Still pretty nice, but it's more than doubling your money for one game.
Yeah. By the way, one thing that was worth talking about as well is that Bane, apart from the Fiend's Grip, actually Bane really struggles against Lycan. You know what I mean? Like, you Nightmare a guy, his creeps are around. If you Fiend's Grip, it's like great. Oh, Whitemon?
Whitemon, yeah, he gets found right now. All the slows coming through. The poor old tree, just way too slow. It looked like dyrachyo was waiting for the final right click, but somehow tOfu still got the credit for that one.
Bane. Bane at one point had like one of the best stats gains in the game, and he starts off hitting pretty decently. He's been nerfed a few times since, but still scary.
It is definitely scary. Let's see what the split is going to be on the bounty runes. Looks like 3 is going to be going into the favor there of Gaimin Gladiators. It seems like at the start of every single map, they always put a lot of priority on getting those early bounty advantage.
Yeah, but I mean, you get so much, right? Like, you have a 600 gold advantage when he's trying to get a deny on his own observer ward, but decides he can't do it right now with Bryle around.
Yeah, we'll see how Bryle does fare up in this one. Taking the Stag Link level 1, just trying to bully out Quinn as much as possible. Does some decent damage. Helps secure his own last hits as well with that bit of a buff up.
And he gets it. Gets the Observer Ward. That's 100 nice gold coming out for him. Not bad for Bryle here. And overall, this mid lane started out pretty decently. He took a lot of damage out of Quinn. Quinn's struggling a little bit with those last hits and denies just because of that.
But obviously, until it gets to that point in the game where it's Quinn plus the IO just running around non-stop, you know, you might not be having as great of a time. You just have to bide it as much as possible as dyrachyo. Looking like he's doing okay so far at this top lane up against Kasane. Obviously, a TV I feel is going to suffer a bit more compared to that of the Bristle. But at the same time, I feel like Dyrachyo's not going to be getting ahead of himself and diving tier 2s.
Not on a Terrorblade for sure. Yeah, top lane I would favor TSM. If you can, Terrorblade, if he steps out of position, you have the Wolves, you have the Magic Missile, you have enough damage to bring him down. But in general, it shouldn't happen, It's kind of like GG has no chance of killing top. TSM has a minimal chance, which is why it's slightly favored for them.
Yeah. Oh, first man use Kasane. Taking a lot of damage right now. Ari, I guess he just thought he was no chance to run away. He just gets caught out. So free kill going over towards Dyrachyo. Tons of damage over towards the Lycan as well. So he's not really going to be able to get too close to the creep wave for a long time here.
It's like, we just said it. We just said there's no chance. Why? But I mean, I suppose the slow from Terrorblade is something, but you still think the Lycan... I mean, it's Terrorblade IO. It's not much, Well,
but I suppose meta plus the attack speed buff, it's pretty damn scary when those right clicks just got flying through, so definitely got to pay that some respect right there.
I would have imagined bottom lane is the one with all the action, You have Treant on one side, you have Bane as well as Panda on the other, sorry, Brewmaster, it's copyrighted, on the other.
Yeah, oh, tOfu. Yeah, it's getting a little bit blast. So yeah, in terms of CS, it is actually both Timado as well as Kasane are actually sort of not massively struggling, but they are behind all the other cores comparably. Dyrachyo comfortably at the top, 15-5 right now. Definitely a good start to his game with a kill to boot.
Yeah, that's actually kind of scary here. You're kind of hoping that Kasane would have a decent time. But in the previous game, he was also kind of, killed a couple of times in the lane. He was also able to get kills back. But this feels a little bit more GG favored, this top lane this time around.
Does indeed. Anyway, in the mid, we can still see tons of harassment being thrown out both ways. And still relatively equal in CS for those two. Just a slight advantage at this stage in the game for Bryle, 16-6 compared to Quinn's 14-4. But, I mean, as the levels do pile up, do you think this dynamic will start changing anymore, or is it just good with both of these two just farming up?
I think if it changes in favor of Quinn, Later on, once the Razor comes close, he's going to be taking a lot of damage from Blade Strike spells, whereas early on, it's like the right clicks for the Razors overwhelm that magic damage, but that's not going to be up forever, so I think it goes more in favor of Quinn as the lane goes.
Okay. See, up at the top as well, it looks like Dyrachyo's meta is going to be back off cooldown soon, so maybe we might see them try and go for another aggressive play. We'll have to wait and see more. Bryle just continuously chasing Quinn out of this lane right now. Going to make sure he denies the bottom water rune. Actually, nice split earth used there from Quinn to make sure he gets it.
But at the same time, Bryle also gets a refill because he's just going to go top, and we can see that he got support as well from Ari. So a refill for each.
Yeah. Even straight down the middle right there.
Smite?
Yeah.
Slight lead here for GG, but thanks to those, first blood, a little bit of extra bounties. Not the biggest deal though. As Ace, a Spirit Vessel this game, we often see him go for the Hand of Midas into the Radiance, but he might need a Spirit Vessel to go up against Timado, but it's a problem because he gets Manta Style, it's like useless, so we'll see how he feels about it.
Well, Whitemon taking a lot of damage there down at the bot lane. He does actually fall. Obviously, there's not really anything they could do to pressure Timado, so he would be left alone. Meanwhile, Ari does still drop at the top lane. Kasane, can they run him down? Seleri's just a tiny bit faster, but the body blocks, final right click. The stick charges are there. Keeps him alive barely.
Even with the draft that we're seeing out of TSM with the Treant Protector, the Lycan, they are with the Venge, They are still struggling in this lane. They decide, and Ari goes back top here. Dyrachyo should be okay though.
Takes a few whacks for his efforts, but even still would be okay. Timado, I feel like they probably know there's not much chance killing him, but they just want to apply as much pressure just to push him back as much as possible. Obviously, the more strength morph he has to do as well, the less his damage is, which means it's harder for him to get last hits. Yeah, it's all a knock-on effect.
The supports on GG are very happy. Seleri sitting at the top on this IO. You might see an early mech, early Holy Locket, or Shard. There seems to be a lot of train of thought on what you want and you go for, but with a Leshrac, you usually want to get the Shard as soon as you can.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, 6-minute runes. tOfu not going to be able to secure the DD there. I guess he's got 0 points into his Nightmare. Because obviously that would have been a fantastic way of guaranteeing that room for themselves. So it ends up just being away a little quick steal from Whitemon.
Pivotal moment coming soon, which is the Wisdom Runes. We'll see if anyone's going to be making an attempt to steal. I feel like GG has focused a lot on getting the Wisdom Runes for in this series, but usually the first one goes fairly even.
Yeah, most of the time. And we don't see any supports making that move as of yet, as it is actually 3 people right now in the mid lane for TSM. They really want to try and set up for a kill here onto Quinn. Plasma Field, not going to get the full connection. Whitemon is still here. Maybe they're going to try and bait him out right now as Quinn's getting involved. There is going to be the help from Seleri. Maybe the heals is going to be enough to keep him alive. And it looks like it is. One more Plasma Field coming through, slowing them down by the TSM. Quinn's going to try and turn, but Bryle still barely able to get the kill in time. It ends up being a trade of mid laners. Also now tOfu falls down. Seleri, can he kill Ari? Doesn't look like it's possible. Has to fall back. So at the end of the day, nice win there for TSM. And actually, okay, not going to get Seleri.
Almost.
It was close.
Almost. Seleri getting very close to that mech. Once he gets it though, these kind of gank attempts won't be as fruitful for them. That means that puts Quinn's at the bottom of the net worth among all the cores. And this is what you want to do for TSM. You know that their early game aggression is going to be centered around Quinn. You know, Ace will want the Radiance probably, so he's going to take some time farming after he's randomized. So you have like 7,000 gold where he's kind of useless, but not this game. He goes for the Spirit Vessel first item. I like this. With this, Timado becomes a lot more killable.
Yeah, 100%. Not quite as difficult to bring down in those ganking situations. One thing I want to say, very, very rare to see a position 1 make the move to steal the enemy Wisdom Rune. But I guess dyrachyo knew that pretty much everyone was mid, and it was the perfect opportunity to sneak that one away. Meanwhile, Quinn, making his first rotation of the game, is going to be able to get this grab on towards Kasane. He will fall, but 0 points into Diabolic Edicts. They can't take the tower just yet.
Still worth it though, just for that, you know, health advantage, gold advantage that you're getting out of it. And GG continues to farm up a Storm. dyrachyo way at the top here. Can they go for him here?
Yeah,
he can just TP out if he wants.
There's a TP coming in from Seleri to help out. Heals come through with the Sunder, and actually there's going to be the relocate. But all the TP's coming in from the rest of TSM, so they just want to set up for this free kill. Also a TP comes in from Ace, he has armor available, gets stunned first. We will now use it. Actually even bringing dyrachyo back into the fight right now. Maybe Bryle's going to be the one to get caught out. He's quite low HP. There's not going to be the full chase of him. He will get away. Now, with the involvement of Quinn, will be a freebie on towards the Venge. Now working on towards Kasane. Still not hit his own level 6, so he can't just transform and run himself off. He will fall. Meanwhile, at the bottom part of the map, tOfu solo Timado. What?
Oh, it's the classic Morphling thing of going full mana, full agi, and then you get killed. I mean, Fiend's Grip and Nightmare, that's a lot of damage between these two.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't even level 6 yet, so he didn't even need his ult. He must have just been a straight, brain sap to the face, just kills him. Oh my days. And then the tip to come out after that just to try and tilt him. Oh, this is already looking pretty damn good for gaming now.
We know this is why we wanted the Lion, right? You see a Morphling walking around with low health, you finger him, and you're like, hey, this is free. We've seen this happen before. But you don't expect it with the Bane.
Oh, they're going to do it again. He does manage to get Strength Wolf off though. He's going to be fine with the TP that comes in from the tree. And okay, the Morphling will be okay this time. That was a cute attempt, you know. If the cast range was just a little bit sooner there from tOfu, he might have been able to do it from outside of vision. In which case, that would have been another free kill.
Yeah, but luckily for TSM, that doesn't happen. And right now, Kasane is struggling this game. We talked about not reaching level 6, and I believe you said, right, both Wisdom Runes going for GG, so they're quite behind.
It is. Now grab on towards Bryle with involvement here of tOfu, just going to run down this Razor. He does get a little bit of a heal there from the stick charges, plus the Plasma Field slows him all down, but he turns! Oh, the lightning puts him down to HP, and he actually just gets ticked out there from tOfu. That was a very ballsy turnaround.
That double Wisdom Runes hurt them so much. Level 4 on the Vengeful Spirit, level 5 on Whitemon here. tOfu is going to be probably fine. Yeah, he's got Fairy Fire and Magic Wand. There's no way he's dying.
Yeah, it should be. Wave comes out, but not doing enough to get the kill by any means. He is A-OK. Meanwhile, meta used there from dyrachyo just to get the off-lane tier 1 tower taken away. He has had an absolute stonker of a game right now. All 3 cores of Gaimin at top of the net worth. 6,000 gold lead as well. 10-2 is the scoreline. This is looking extremely dicey here for TSM.
Stonker. That's a new one.
Stonker, mate.
I haven't heard it. I haven't heard it. Okay.
It's a great word.
So it means very good, right?
Yes, pretty much. Effectively.
Thank you. Right. Just want to make sure. So I'd be like, he got stonked or something like that.
Don't look in the dictionary, it's not in there, but I promise you it is used by some people. Maybe not many. Meanwhile, Whitemon wants to try and defend these wards, which are freshly placed. Quinn just drops a stun, but he's not interested in trying to go for that one. It's actually Bryle getting involved. Will be the freebie there on towards tOfu. Maybe they get the counter grab on towards Ari right now. A lot of damage flowing through with the Pulse Nova. Does end up taking it down, so it's a trader support to the end of the day. Maybe they might try and stick around to take down this tier 1, or maybe look for Timado. Thinking about going for it. Bryle's turning around. He can't decide. No, okay. Bryle's just going to start running back to mid. Looks like the fight's potentially over.
Kasane pushes top a little bit, forces dyrachyo to go there. Bryle, he is... he might be in trouble.
Yeah, controlled up. Going to get dragged back as well into the waiting arms of Quinn. There is going to be the overgrowth. One follow-up stun. The damage from long range. Is it enough? It is. He will fall down. Mid laner once again for TSM ends up dropping. Now it's just really Gaimin pushing their lead non-stop, just cramming themselves down the throat of every member of TSM. kasane though getting involved with first usage of his ulti. Wants to go over towards Seleri. The IO is desperately trying to run away. Will tether off to the side. Gets the grab on towards tOfu. There is going to be the Fiend Script locking him down. The quick jump in from Timado. Gets the sun. Cancels out the ultimate. And will allow the Lycan to run away.
But still, you brought everyone here for TSM. What was dyrachyo doing the whole time? Farming away. That's dyrachyo is like, I do not want to see an enemy hero. He's actually 1-0-4. He's already been falling 5 kills for his team. Just the biggest advantage is between dyrachyo and everyone else. You know, he is 2,000 gold ahead of the Morphling. Kasane, you can say a lot of things about Lycan, but he wasn't able to dominate the lane. And very difficult for him to do so. Oh,
Speaking
Kasane.
of, yeah, just more punishment for him. Yeah, he is. This is the complete polar opposite of what he was getting game number 4, I should say. No, 3. No, 3.
3.
too many games going on, man. Too many games. But I mean, he was still dying in that last game, but at the same time, he was punishing dyrachyo for his deep dives, and they were getting kills at the same time. In this game, it is just nothing. His CS isn't looking too hot. He's not been able to find any kills to recover. He's just been punished non-stop right now. Even a Bloodstone now completed up for Quinn. So this Lesh man is really starting to hit critical mass. Meanwhile, dyrachyo, he's very aggressive position, wants to steal that 14-minute Wisdom Rune, but TSM this time will deny it.
Lucky for them, they get it. They really needed that one. And alright, so dyrachyo doesn't get both of them. That's good for TSM here. The problem is that you also don't have that. You could split push with the tree and protector. I think that's something that they have to say, like Whitemon, we need to do what Ari did in the previous game, which is just push out lanes and maybe max out nature's grabs, do whatever you can to slow them down. He actually maxed out Leech Seed, which I'm fine with. It's great engagements, but not the best for pushing lanes.
No, not really. I feel like
creeps,
TSM are just not really thinking about pushing anything for a long time right now. They're just going to be on the defensive until they are somehow able to take a strong win and maybe gain a lead of their own here. But it's not looking likely. So they have just now lost their tier 1 tower. The bot lane, both the Lesh and TB very, very comfortably top farm cores right now. 2,500 gold ahead of the highest of TSM.
And Ace has got Hand of Midas, so he is also recovering.
Yeah.
You know, it looks competitive with them between them and Ace, but it's like, nah. Ace is going to also start skyrocketing towards the net worth. This TSM, oh, this could be a great kill.
Oh, they're going to go with dyrachyo. He does have Sunder. Going to drop it over towards the bench. But see, the mass TP's coming in from Gaimin Gladiators. They want to try and keep it alive as best as they can. It's just not going to work out. dyrachyo will still fall. Swap there from Ari, trying to keep Bryle alive. It looks like he will be successful in that. Going to cost him his own life, but it's a worthy trade. As long as if everybody else from TSM can back out, this is a huge win for them.
Mid lane? Oh dear, Bryle.
He just walked straight into it in an awkward spot. He will get caught. I think that was just the return from the relocate, wasn't it?
Yep.
Like, he just walked straight into where they were going to be. That was very unlucky.
And they're going to be turning this to a tier 2 tower as well for Gaimin Gladiators. So overall, not even. You know, yes, dyrachyo died, that's nice, but we still have the monster that is Quinn in this game with his IO dash track. I've seen this combo so many times. You know, it's very hard for them to beat. And I don't think they have like a spirit vessel builder on TSM to even reduce all this hearing, which they had in the previous game.
Yeah, literally nobody to do that for him. Oh, yeah, like you're mentioning, it feels like Quinn is the carry up until like, I don't know, 30 minutes. And then that's when dyrachyo comes through and saying like, right, I'll take over now. I'll be the one doing most of the damage in these situations. And then he's going to be really, really scary. So just the fact that dyrachyo has been having as good of a game as he has, as well as Quinn, is really, really rough here for the side of TSM. Like, one of them you can kind of deal with. Oh, yeah, tOfu does get the grab on towards the Morphling, but he got the strength morph off just before. Not going to be able to get picked off, though. dyrachyo still looking like he's posturing to go for the kill. Fiend's Grip is going to be there. Is there a cancel for the rest of TSM? They get the swap with the stun that comes through, so eventually Timado going to be able to retreat. Ari once more has to sacrifice his life to save the cause.
I mean, you get the Fiend's Grip to be used, but that seems rather relevant here. GG, if do they want to go for Roshan's on the other side of the map, so they might just consider pushing. And yeah, you're kind of okay with Gaimin Gladiators. As usual, the fights are just going well for you. dyrachyo, oh, they're going from behind.
The backstab is here. They're going to try and focus on towards Timado. Strength morph is there, but a lot of damage still flowing through. He has to just get the surge away and hopefully survive that one. As it looks like maybe it's Whitemon this time to sacrifice his life to save the cause. He's running in towards tOfu is here, but the TP is coming in for the rest of TSM. They want to try and get a counter kill if possible. Grabbing on towards this Bane. Will fall. dyrachyo as well, weighing off to the side, does have Sunder, going to drop it on towards Bryle right now, and in comes the rest of the Gaimin Gladiators. It was all a bait at the end of the day. Who can they find though? That is the question. dyrachyo's still getting controlled. Ari will fall, Ace is just running down Bryle, who will die eventually there, and also Whitemon getting caught. And that is, yeah, Quinn is just having an absolute monster game right now. Maybe not even over Timado. This burn damage is coming through quite a lot, man. Strength for not really achieving all too much. Just the right clicks alone burst him through. And sure, it cost him the Bane, but what a huge victory there for Gaimin.
As the Bane who didn't even have his Fiend's Grip available, so he didn't mind dying as a bait for the enemy team. And you are looking at TSM, you're thinking, my god, you guys don't have burst damage, and you're up against a IO Leshrac combo with the Leshrac having Bloodstone. Because you look at it, it's like, Morphling, what do you do in this fight? Do you have Skadi to reduce the healing? I don't think so. Then you look at Lycan, that's the guy who is great up against buildings, but he's not really bringing you a whole lot of damage. And Razor takes his time. But while Razor's taking his time to do damage, Leshrac is like, I activate Bloodstone, I don't really care.
Yep.
So this is very tough draft for TSM to play with. And against, sorry.
Yeah, 100%. They're already 15,000k gold behind as well. 92% win probability. Gaimin is saying that this series is pretty much over. I mean, it's looking rough, but you know, there are definitely chances, especially when maybe they could kill Ace, but no. He does get the split off. He will back away. Actually just going to set up for a free kill potentially here on towards the Venge. Bryle though trying to make space for his support to retreat. The heal's coming in through from the league scene as well, but eventually will die. Kasane also dying up towards the top there from dyrachyo. Completely called out in a whole separate engagement to the north. And as a result, it's another 2 kills for Gaimin. They're going to be able to take down a tier 2. Just so much pressure, man. They're not letting up one bit.
Yeah, it might be a stonker for Gaimin Gladiators, but this is a stinker for TSM. They are just not playing Dota at all. And their draft, it's like, you have team fight. I mean, what was it? The 3 overgrowth? Maybe that can do a lot, but they just want to end this. GG. They want to collect their paycheck.
They really do. Tier 3 gone, buildings short to follow. And normally when you pick a tree and protector, you can excel at delaying pushes for as long as possible, but already losing your high ground at 20 minutes in. Not too great at all. As Bryle steps forward to try and defend, but Quinn says, oh, hello. I'm gladly going to take this fight to you right now. With the static link, trying to back off, we'll be okay. Aggressive swap comes through, Quinn getting low, but the heal comes out from the IO, but it's not enough. They actually do get the quill, tons of gold going over towards Kasane. They'll find Seleri as well. TP out from dyrachyo will keep him safe. But definitely is Gaimin Gladiators maybe getting a bit too ahead of themselves right there.
They got the racks. I don't think that was enough of a punish where you can be like, oh yeah, we lost our barracks, but we got these 2 kills. Where you can be like happy if you are TSM. You still got dealt a pretty mortal blow right there. Gaimin Gladiators, yeah, that was a kill that they maybe kills they need to give away, but They're still very happy with the current state of the game.
You see that dyrachyo just casually runs up and kills Timado's courier right in front of him, which would have had his completed Manta. That feels really, really rough. I mean, if you're Timado, do you consider actually just buying a new recipe just to get the item online like 2 minutes sooner?
No, you kind of. I mean, it's such a tough decision. No, you can't. You can't do that, guys. You need every speck of gold. Kasane loses his life as again. This has not been. He's no longer the big bad wolf that he was in game 2.
No, he is just. He's just grandma sat in bed waiting for some cookies. But he has definitely been suffering 100%. And not too great. I mean, there's still yet to be even a Roche attempt right now for Gaimin Gladiators, which maybe they could be considering soon. They might try and just take down that final tier 2 mid, and then with all that map advantage, that could be the key for them to just go for that Aegis, put it into the hands of Quinn, send him up to the high ground, try and close out this game.
I don't know if GG will wait that long, but yeah, I mean, you have TSM Whites where you want them, in their base, not farming. We'll see if GG thinks, you know what, let's go for the high ground, or they say, let's play this a little bit more cautious, get the Aegis in our hands. It is a long walk from where they are to the Aegis, though, you know? It's like,
It is.
Let's take the risk, I guess.
They're just going for it, man. With Meta popped, with Quinn tap in front as well, tons of damage rolling through. It feels like every single time Meta has been off cooldown, like Gaimin Gladiators have been using it instantly. They're like, right, the meta's up, let's go, let's get a fight, using this power spike while we can. And look, Timado, he steps up an inch and gets bullied hard, has to just run away. They've lost the tier 3 as well. Range barracks quickly going to follow. Their base is just disintegrating in front of them. What the hell can they do to stop it? Absolutely nothing. Meta is now over, so maybe this is where GG just backs off, wait for it to be back up online again, and then just rinse repeat.
I mean, you'd like to get a swap on someone to get those kills, but that's not happening. You know, Ari is not even on that level, unfortunately. There's going to be a DD ruin right there. We'll see if Josh wants to go for it. Now, if you're GG, you might consider taking the... so if you're gaming guys, you might consider taking Roshan. Just because you don't have meta, you might as well use this time to get it. When you have it up, you'll have Aegis meta, and you just end the game straight up.
Yeah, 100%. They definitely could. It kind of looks like TSM are thinking about that as well. They did draw a line down towards the Roche pit, and they're going to start heading over towards this area. Smoked up on towards 4, but they already break right now. Gaimin Gladiators in the correct spots, trying to deny this move. Bryle just trying to commit himself forwards here, seeing away the damage, but he's just losing HP more than anything else. Has to get swapped back to safety there from Ari. He's going to be okay. But the 2 supports on TSM once again have to sacrifice their lives, and Bryle still gets caught. Ace just runs him down. That's it. GG is called. Gaimin Gladiators are the victors of BetBoom Dacha.
Oh, congratulations to them. TSM, they did take game 3. Oh, very good.